Welcome to the Dinar Daily. Tonight, we have an update that is resonating across online communities, private conversations, and investment forums. A specific phrase, "the switch is ready to flip," is being repeated with a sense of urgency and conviction that has not been seen before. This is not simply another fleeting rumor, but a statement being spoken with a distinct air of confidence. This heightened activity suggests a focused and deliberate moment is approaching, distinct from casual discussions of the past. The level of excitement is particularly noteworthy because it extends beyond the Iraqi dinar to include the Vietnamese dong, a combination that has caught the attention of many financial observers in 2025. The simultaneous discussion of both the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong is a unique aspect of the current situation. For many years, the Iraqi dinar has been at the center of speculation on its own, with investors intently following political and economic developments within the country. The Vietnamese dong, while also a subject of interest, was typically considered a separate opportunity. The fact that both currencies are now being linked in the same conversations, often with the same level of focus, has caused a great deal of interest. This parallel focus has led some to believe that the potential for a currency revaluation might be part of a larger, coordinated international movement rather than two isolated events. This growing anticipation feels comparable to the moments before a rocket launch, a silent countdown happening behind closed doors. Reports from various parts of the financial community indicate that a significant level of preparation is underway, a level that has not been observed in previous years. In quiet discussions, people are asserting that the necessary systems are fully prepared and that all technical checks have been completed. The implication is that a signal could be given at any time. For those who have been following the insights of Frank26, this is viewed not as mere speculation but as a sign of imminent coordination. The shared confidence in this idea is building a powerful sense of collective anticipation. The phrase "ready to flip" suggests a sudden, instantaneous shift rather than a gradual process. The possibility of waking up one morning and seeing both the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong with dramatically different values on a bank's currency screen is a topic of intense discussion. Whispers of internal bank systems having already tested these new, much higher rates have been circulating in recent days. While these claims remain unconfirmed, their consistent and rapid spread is adding to the feeling of an impending event. This chatter is not only fueling anticipation but also highlighting the potential for a swift and dramatic change that could catch many by surprise. The linking of the two currencies in a single conversation is perhaps the most unique element of this moment. In past years, the Iraqi dinar carried the full weight of speculation on its own, with investors analyzing its timing, political factors, and economic conditions. The Vietnamese dong, though also a point of interest, was often viewed as a distinct opportunity. Now, the fact that both are being discussed together in 2025 hints at something far more significant: a synchronized international move. If one currency were to revalue, the question being posed is whether the other would follow almost immediately. Such a coordinated action would not just affect two nations, but could create a massive ripple effect across global financial markets. A synchronized currency move of this magnitude would require a great deal of meticulous planning, a fact that has captured the attention of many. Economists have noted that a coordinated shift of this kind would demand incredible foresight and execution, and it is precisely this sense of quiet, behind-the-scenes planning that is drawing so much attention. The general feeling is that the necessary preparations have already been made without public announcement. This belief is what sets the current moment apart from previous periods of speculation. The emphasis from sources like Frank26 on the switch being ready has further amplified this discussion, giving it a more measured and deliberate tone. Frank26's recent discussions have been particularly influential, as his measured approach and calm tone are leading many to take his words seriously. His confidence and steady focus suggest he is speaking from a place of information rather than simple conjecture. Some people interpret his commentary as a sign that the final, most crucial steps have already been completed. Others, while agreeing that everything is ready, believe the exact timing will depend on strategic considerations. The ongoing debate revolves around whether this timing could be linked to international events, or if it is being coordinated with other global financial systems. These are the central questions being debated within various investment circles. Right now, the idea of a revaluation happening overnight without any public warning has become a hot topic in Iraq. Some financial experts have suggested that secrecy might be the most prudent course of action. They argue that if the plan were announced in advance, it could destabilize markets, leading to panic or excessive buying pressure. A sudden, unannounced change, on the other hand, could help maintain order and prevent chaos. The potential impact on ordinary Iraqi citizens is immense. They could wake up to find their currency has dramatically increased in value, providing instant economic relief and a powerful symbol of national economic strength. A similar outcome could unfold in Vietnam, boosting its international trade and credibility overnight. This potential for a synchronized move is a key reason for the current excitement. The idea that two currencies could shift together, creating a substantial change in global financial balances, is a powerful one. A major source of this excitement is the chatter coming from private banking circles. There are claims of unusual activity being observed on currency exchange screens. Some individuals have reported seeing test rates for the dinar exceeding $3 and for the dong at values far above their current levels. While there is no official confirmation of these claims, the consistency of these stories helps to keep the rumor mill active. Banks are known to test systems before implementing major changes, which is why these particular stories gain traction. Investors are currently glued to their screens, constantly refreshing news feeds and waiting for the slightest signal of a change. While a healthy dose of skepticism is always important, the sheer volume and focused nature of the current chatter make this moment feel fundamentally different from past false alarms. A striking difference in the speculation in 2025 is how widespread the conversation has become. In previous years, discussions about the dinar and dong were largely confined to a small number of dedicated online communities. Today, the topic is breaking into more mainstream discussions, with financial bloggers, global market observers, and even some mainstream commentators starting to take notice. The growing interest from individuals who have never before invested in foreign currencies is another notable development. People are now asking a variety of questions. Why are these two currencies suddenly so important? What is the reason behind the timing of this rumored shift? And could this be connected to larger global economic changes being discussed in private political rooms? For Iraq, a successful revaluation would be more than just a financial event. It would be a matter of national pride. It would signal to the world that the country is stable and ready to compete on a global scale. For Vietnam, it could mean gaining recognition as a formidable economic power in Asia. Both nations would stand to benefit from increased access to international trade, foreign investment, and greater negotiating power on the global stage. This is why the potential for both currencies to revalue at the same time is so compelling. It's not just about a change in numbers on a screen. It's about reshaping the economic identity of two nations simultaneously. Many within the investor community described the current feeling as being on the verge of a major event, a quiet period before a massive storm. People are carefully positioning their assets, double-checking their holdings, and making sure they are ready to react the moment any change occurs. Some groups have even organized online watch parties, staying up through the night in case news breaks. The level of coordination among private investors is unprecedented. Social media platforms are filled with coded messages, updates, and late-night discussions. While this atmosphere can sometimes generate false excitement, it has also created a sense of unity and shared purpose across the entire community. In Iraq, television programs sometimes hint at economic reforms without providing specific details. Financial experts on these shows debate whether the dinar could suddenly change in value. While they never confirm such a move, they're careful. Language often sparks renewed speculation. The government has remained tight-lipped, speaking only in general terms about economic development. This silence, for many, only reinforces the belief that a significant change could happen without public warning. Theories on how this might unfold range from removing zeros from the currency to aligning its value directly with international market rates overnight. Each of these possibilities is endlessly dissected and debated within investment circles. The Vietnamese dong is also experiencing a surge of renewed interest among currency watchers. Vietnam's impressive manufacturing growth, combined with increased exports and improved trade agreements, has solidified its position as a rising economic power in Asia. A revaluation coordinated with Iraq could elevate its currency status almost instantly. For years, speculation around the dong has mirrored that of the dinar, characterized by a mix of passionate hope and economic analysis. Now, with both currencies appearing in the same conversations, the possibility of a dual move feels more plausible than ever before. Some investors believe that a coordinated revaluation of the dinar and dong could be part of a much larger global financial reset. They point to international discussions about debt restructuring, the integration of digital currencies, and new trade realignments. The idea is that if such a reset were in motion, adjusting the values of these two key currencies would be a crucial step. It could help rebalance global trade flows, shift investment capital, and alter economic influence on a global scale. This is why the current buzz is no longer limited to small-time traders. Larger market analysts are also beginning to pay closer attention, suggesting they are watching these developments with significant interest. The phrase "switch ready" has evolved into a symbolic rallying cry. It represents not just the technical readiness of banking systems, but also a psychological readiness among investors. People feel that this moment is fundamentally different from the false starts of the past. The language being used is more confident and the conversations are more deliberate. It is not wild guessing, but a patient and watchful waiting. That patience may soon be put to the test if these events unfold quickly. The emotional energy right now is intense, a unique blend of hope, caution, and excitement that is difficult to describe to anyone outside of this community. A few skeptics remain, cautioning that while preparations may be happening, timing is the ultimate factor. Even if the systems are fully prepared, a revaluation could be delayed for various political or strategic reasons. These could include ongoing international negotiations, concerns about regional stability, or the need to align with other financial events. However, for those who believe the moment is near, any such delays would be seen as only temporary. They often reference historical instances in global finance where sudden, dramatic moves came after long periods of quiet preparation. They believe that history often repeats itself in these matters. Reports from bank insiders suggest that staff in certain locations are on high alert, with some said to be undergoing quiet readiness drills to prepare for a potential surge in customer activity. Rumors indicate that currency exchange, DPARTMENTS have been instructed to ensure smooth transitions in the event of sudden value changes. While none of this information is officially confirmed, the very idea that financial institutions are making these internal preparations adds another layer of credibility to the story. If true, it would mean that not only investors but the institutions themselves are expecting something significant to occur. The global reaction to such a move would be swift and dramatic. Currency traders across Asia, Europe, and the Americas would respond within minutes. News networks would likely interrupt their regular programming, and social media would become a flurry of reactions. In Iraq and Vietnam, streets could fill with celebrations or with questions and uncertainty. For those who have been holding these currencies for years, the moment could bring life-changing gains. This potent combination of uncertainty and potential reward is what keeps people fixated on every single whisper and update. Frank26's powerful and concise message, "The switch is ready to flip," has become the rallying cry for those waiting. For some, it signals that the long wait is almost over. For others, it's a reminder to remain patient and vigilant. This phrase has successfully united a diverse community of people across different continents, from private chat rooms to public forums, and it has become the very heartbeat of the conversation. In 2025, that heartbeat feels stronger and faster than ever before. So, will the world wake up tomorrow to find the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong at entirely new values? Will years of speculation finally give way to a history-making reality? The signs, the whispers, and the quiet preparations all point to the possibility of something extraordinary. But like a rocket on the launch pad, the final countdown remains hidden from public view. The switch could flip when it's least expected, tonight, tomorrow, or perhaps when everyone has given up watching. And when it does, it will not just be another update. It will be the headline of the decade. Stay tuned because our next report might not be speculation.